Happy Monday, happy January 5th. Um, look, I hate trading January. I've genuinely struggled the last three Januaries, and this about to be my fourth January that looks like I'm about to, gonna have to put up a fight. Uh, I do want to show you guys something and, just kind of talk about my trade, my thought process, progress on the small account, honestly, and just being completely transparent. I know I'm gonna get clowned, but I am about 83% down on my small account, right? So what was once $691 capital in the account right when I thought I could hit gas, basically was on a 24-day streak with either break evens or um, you know small wins, or just completely just playing it safe, because on a small account, you want to take big lot sizes, but still you want to have enough of a space cushion to allow small drawdowns or small losses, right? So, you have to be extremely strict, and to some degree, it's can't always come to the markets. You're not always going to follow all your rules, and as a result, that I have to be honest. What I'm going to show you in this video, of course, it's going to show you a difference, but at the end of the day, whose fault it is, right? It's clearly mine. I can't blame or put any of this onto anybody else. I have to seek accountability. There's repercussions for your own trading. Of course, I know I've been trading for a while, so that should come with a little common sense and some different type of understandings. But I still make some genuine rookies. Some genuine mistakes, and it is what it is. Um, so I want to start off with this chart. Looking at this chart, I already knew something. Um, so again, this is the pre-market candle. I do trade pre-market. It just depends. I did know something. Where did my rectangle go? I did know and recognize that there's something like right here. Now the bigger question is exactly what are we gonna do? Now it's Monday. Um, Ideally, I came into the market thinking that, hey, we should be extremely bullish, but given the whole Venezuelan news with the U.S., given basically all the heated conversations because of that, when things like this happen, it's honestly what matters within the U.S. It's not, especially, you have to be very politically concerned and how this affects investors, people with money, how this affects the sentiment of banks, because based on their confidence level, that's exactly how much volume and momentum is going to be asserted into the markets, right? So there's a lot of different things that um, politics makes a difference with investments slash trading. They're very, very intertwined, but there's a very thin wall of a difference that separates the two, and they may contradict each other. However, they're very, very similar and they go hand in hand. Now, when you have these type of news, and then this is gonna be my second tip, uh, kind of part of my inside personal trading, if you will. When you have these type of news, especially living in the U.S. and trading the U.S. markets slash indices in this case, what matters the most is it's not really about the event. It's more so about the sentiment and the news within the country and how the people of that country feel about that case, right? So in this case, we're talking about the U.S. We're talking about the U.S. sentiment. How do the U.S. residents and citizens feel about what their president, what their federal politicians are doing? And the truth is, it's not really the best. Yeah, you have very, very 50-50 reactions over here. 50% of the people saying, congrats, because he was a shitty person. That's definitely not part of my trading channel, so I'm sorry if this gets a little too political. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say, long story short, is that I came into the markets today with meetings at work, news, podcast is blowing up, talking about how every country is just disappointed, as well as the U.S. folks, the US people, not in support of what had happened, that news basically. Some people are saying there could be more humane ways. There's honestly a lot more no's and seem like yes. So, anyways, long story short, again, what that means to trading, I was expecting basically a sell-off today. Not to mention that we came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down, came up. I really wanted to see basically all this being tanked because I want to see it hold resistance, and I wanted to see it basically just come crashing down. Now, I didn't think it was going to touch this, but I did want to see it was going to hold some type of support right here before it basically breaks the resistance. However, let me just clear out the drawings. Kind of seems like ideally I was thinking that we could hold resistance. Where was it? I thought we could hold resistance right. Honestly, I thought we could hold resistance right there, because every time it came down, it came back up, drop, came back up, drop, came back up, drop, and we had a massive push up, and we came back down. Look, we wicked it, came back down. Same behavior, right? So, look, ideally, I was bullish. I will admit it. I think a lot of my other folks was also bullish. I mean, you can also look at this to the left. It seems like this is a great, you know, resistance and stop loss, right? A great zone in general. Now, I did get in as soon as it came close. I was right here, but look, if we're gonna just press what happened, of course, you know, this is on the 15-minute time frame. So what that means is that I was filled in with one spot one time, and next thing you know, she had literally broken. Now, I did still stay in this trade, just because I was like, well, it just doesn't make sense. And we keep coming to the zone and we crashed it. Now, we're not coming back up just to basically break it. Where's my pen? It doesn't make sense if we basically have been rejecting this. It was support for so long, and we haven't had a little retest here for quite a while. So it makes sense that we climbed all this way back up. We curled all the way back up just to basically flop here, right? So I wanted to see it. I'm sorry, guys. My MacBook here is getting heated up, so it's lagging. If you can see my cursor. But basically what I'm trying to say, I just wanted to see it come back down, right? I saw that it curled its way all the way up, and I wanted to see it come back down. Now, that's really unfortunate, because while I wanted to see it do this, look what happened literally at market opening. Oh shoot, it doesn't even show that. Here. So, for me it's 6:30 a.m. It literally wicked the 6:30, the New York opening candle had wicked literally my blue line, what was my resistance. It had wicked it and just pushed up. Sure, I did take a sell up here. Let me just delete this. I did take a sell because I did see that we could potentially hold right. It was actually right here. So when I started becoming below this, I took a sell. I did ride it to my previous entry, my previous resistance zone, because that's where I was expecting a buy. We just came all the way crashing down. It was very slow. It was one of those trades where you had to be patient. Did not have confidence. So obviously, I did make back 40% of my loss. I mean, I took a massive loss. What was basically 20-30 points in drawdown ended up being $150, $153 in drawdown. That wasn't bad enough. I believe I was, after my buy, I think my buy I made $47. So just slightly below $100 in drawdown. I took another buy. Sure, great. And then we had a dump, and that's where I got murdered, right? I mean, it was much later, but that's where I got murdered. So as you can see it, sure if you took a buy over here. That's basically where I took the buy. It was kind of on top of that wick, unfortunately. When we started going down, I was like, okay, sure. Uh, Funny enough, I did see that we were pushing over here. I did think we could easily make this blue line resistance now, and that's why I took a short, and I just got murdered. I just got murdered. I got murdered for 50 points. Completely at that point, I was like, you know what? I just gotta throw in the towel. I just gotta call it a day, right? So how many losses can somebody take before it's just enough is enough? Completely just spiraled out. Again, pretty big, massive red day on the small count. If I didn't say it, I took $221 of a loss. Um, what at one point was basically, I mean, I was start off red, cut my loss for $90 in drawdown from 150 to $90. Then at another point, I made another $50 trade. Came down to $42 in drawdown. At that point, I made peace with it, but then I just got back on a chart as I was, talking to some of my friends at work and whatnot. And I mean, we had some great movement today, right? And plus, with the Venezuela news, I was again staying true to my initial bias. I did want to be and see the Bears hold Nas down. I wanted to see her come down. I wanted her to basically break all the structure, but kind of seems like that was the absolute opposite that ended up happening. Um, I mean, every time I was generally considering of a sell, she just kept pumping up. So it's very, very unfortunate. Again, $221 of a loss, and it doesn't help that Friday I also took $300 loss. So just completely down on the small count. And this is something I've been saying for the past few weeks, mostly in my Discord, to my folks, to my close friends. That the January has just been a tough month. January, for most people, have been a very brutal red month. If you struggled in December, if you struggled in November, if you struggled in October, and if you most definitely struggled last summer, um, I'm of course, prove me wrong. I'll be delighted. I wish the best for everybody, but January is not the month to fuck around. And if there's any time that anybody should be taking, time away from the screens, it's probably this month. So, hey, respect me for my honesty, transparency. I know a handful of people are kind of watching me, whether you're rooting for me or whether you're probably not in the support of me or whether you just personally just don't like me, whatever that may be. I mean, it's okay. We're all here to trade. We're all here to learn how to trade, and keep each foot in front of the other every single day, from the morning to the night, from when you wake up to before you fall asleep, and you will make it, whatever that your objective is. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not exactly bummed out, but it just kind of sucks that basically 3 to 4 weeks worth of trading of break evens or small greens has basically just turmoiled. Um, so when you think of it from that aspect, that does suck. But at the same time, I gotta be brutally honest with myself, and that's my trading has been pretty shitty. And I'm not here to sugarcoat anything with you guys or myself, and this is just how I typically make my comebacks. So again, last Friday broke my 24-day winning streak. While that was impressive, I'm not really impressed. um, my longest was 26-day winning streaks, which was before last summer, early of last year, second quarter of last year. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do with this year. So, I mean, it's still a brand new year. There's absolutely no reason to be bitter. If you're watching this, if you want motivation, I mean, try my best. At the same time, I just ask that everybody stay strong, stay patient. Whether that's with me or whether that's with your own trading career, with your own trading journey. So again, if if you want to get to know me, if you want to get to know, if you want to talk to like-minded traders and like-minded people, whether that's even positivity trading or just close friends. I mean, I can just show you the Discord real quick, and we have a lot of actually, this Discord is very active to begin with, but we have a lot of different channels. We have a lot of people showing their strategies, right? We actually have a new one over here. She's absolutely just killing it. Same thing with this guy. I mean, though it's my Discord, I want these people to kind of take over to, promote their content as well, because I also trust them. I also trade. I mean, I like their trading styles, even though it's not exactly the same as mine. I mean, his, yes, it's a mix of mine and some other things just to add as a confluence. This person, you know, pretty soul, kind soul, both of them, as a matter of fact. This person, she is, honestly, I'm not too familiar with her trading style, but it does intrigue me, and I'm just saying that to also introduce new people, new traders. We actually had, I think, 3 people. I mean, you could see this guy, this person here. I don't know what he's trading over here. Actually, I just, but we have jokes in here. We have people. We have everybody responding. Uh, you're only gonna learn when you sit in the front row of things, right? So, as always, guys, please drop a like if you like the content. Drop a comment. Um, of course, if you have some advice, hey, drop it. I'm not gonna be a hard ass. Just I always ask, just please be respectful. And of course, if you want to join the Discord, the link is in the bio. As always, guys, peace, love, and cheers. Thank you.